make it hard for me to see. But when I need to be reminded, I take a ride through the country.
At about 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon, them country boys head down to the local saloon. You welcome to stop in and have a cold bottle. Big city boys are stuck-up supermodels. We don't care where you're from as long as you polite. Cause push come to shove and every one of us will fight.
Haha, can you hear the music, guys? Can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Country folks won't be pushed around, and there's some of us living in every town. We believe in the Bible and the USA. Work hard for what you want, it's the American way. Nobody owe you nothing, supposed to earn your keep. Put in the hard day's work, get a good night's sleep. I know some of y'all think I'm cold, it's kinda odd, but I'm loud, proud, and country by the grace of God. And before I
check 1, 2. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime. That's why
Hello, peoples.
I'm just a simple man.
Can I get a sound check? Yes, you can hear me, Tina. Thank you, hon. Video and audio? Alright, we're good. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why, but everything froze. I'm not working off Pandora right now. I'm working off my little music I have here, so hopefully we'll have enough to get through my show. If not, I'll have to put on something else, which will be interesting. So give me just a minute and I'll be right with you.
I got 2 shot glasses and a bottle of tequila with nothing but time on my head. I got my boots on tight and some money for the jukebox, so tell me if you're ready to dance.
I said, hey, good looking, what's on your mind? Is there something that I can help you find? She said, I'm looking for a man for me and my kids. I said, honey, he ain't here, but a good time is. She smiled and asked me if I could show her one. I said, take my hand, darling, let's start the fun. I asked her her name and she asked me mine. I said, honey, they call me Mr. Good Time.
I got 2 shot glasses and a bottle of tequila with nothing but time on my head. I got my boots on tight and some money for the jukebox, so tell me if you're ready to dance. I got a 4-wheel drive parked right outside when the feel when it comes to speed. So if you're looking for that good time, baby, get with it, take my hand, just come with me.
Well, Lord, how mercy, look what just walked in. It was a tall redhead with a brunette friend. I said, hey there, ladies, y'all ain't from around here. They said we just passing through, won't you buy some beer?
How about it now? Can you hear me now? Yes, maybe. No, I don't know. Can you hear me now?
I said, ladies, you're in luck. Everything will be fine. By the way, the girls call me Mr. Good Time.
I got 2 shot glasses and a bottle of tequila with nothing but time.
Alrighty then, glad that you have sound and audio. Hopefully we won't drop too many frames and we can get through the show tonight. As I was trying to say with a muted mic, which never works. Unfortunately, I was kind of joking about being just ramblings tonight. I had several tabs open with about 5-6 articles I was going to share with everyone. And, hey Mandy, that I was going to share with everyone, and I was going to kind of create a discussion using those articles. I had everything set up and ready to go. After, I guess, 20 minutes of my browsers being open, probably about an hour really, I guess everything just decided they wanted to freeze when I wanted to try to broadcast the first time. So I had to exit out. I lost all of my articles. There wasn't in this browser that I'm using now, which sucks, because my other browser will not lock up, will not load up right now while I'm casting. So, what I'm basically having to do is go off the cuff here tonight. It will be just ramblings, and you know, you can always, I don't know, I apologize. I mean, I've had kind of a crazy day, guys. To start with, I'm running a fever. Last time I checked, it was 102.5 So I'm kind of drained on energy and I am disoriented a bit, but it's okay. Thank you, Mandy. See, Squirtle moment. I hate Squirtle moments. Don't you hate Squirtle moments? But I have a new thing. It's not Squirtles thanks to Mandy. It's Squaggers. There you go. What is a Squagger? It's a squirrel and a tiger. Obviously, you can see that there. Wow. Let me take a vape and get back to you. Sorry about that. I'll be doing that a lot more often tonight. Because like I said, I'm not feeling well. I had one article, and I'll get all these up on my Facebook site. For those that are not aware of my Facebook site, you can go to Facebook/flavorchasers.com. And there I will generally post updates on sponsors and things happening around vapersnation, as well as things on my show. I will post some of these articles up there tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. And what was the problem there, Scuba? A buddy of mine had that same problem with too much cotton. Okay, I did have some articles. There's one about Tennessee. And Josh, anytime you want to throw that link in the room for the article about the store getting broken into, please do so. And I'll try to open it in the browser I'm using right now. I'm still good on frames, so everything's running smooth. And I'll try to read that one out for you if you can hear me. Thanks, Zuli. I don't know how long it'll last. There was an article written in Tennessee talking about whether or not, you know, basically the debate that's been going on for a while and that's caused a lot of the public bans on where you should smoke. I mean, excuse me, it's not smoke, it's vapor. Where you should be allowed to vape. And a lot of people believe that, you know, we should regulate ourselves. The problem with that is, with regulating ourselves, not everybody is capable of regulating themselves. If you've ever been to Walmart, you have seen this for yourself. And vaping is no exception. While many of us are quite intelligent because we have to do research to safely operate mechanicals and everything, there is that group of knuckleheads that ruins things for everyone. You know, if most of the vaping community is fighting bans. If you're the reason why a ban is in place, you know, that's not really good. Not really something to brag about. Sorry. But, you know, back to the self-regulation thing, I don't know. It would be great if we could, if as a vaping community, we could regulate each other. And by regulating each other, I mean really regulating each other. If you see another vapor acting dumb, go up and correct him, and with as much force as needed. I'm old school that way, you know. I'm from the South. We take hospitality seriously sometimes, and when I was growing up, if somebody didn't know manners, well, we would teach them manners in whatever means necessary. That's changed today, regrettably, and the result is what's the chaos that's around us, including in the vaping. People are, yes, you have vaped on hospital property. I have not vaped on hospital property. I've vaped on some odd properties I never thought I would, with the permission of the owners, first of course. But, you know, there's such a stigma attached with vaping, and one of the reasons why I think that is because for marketing. Hold on one second, guys. My dog's going crazy.
Shake the ass, she been looking at me since I walked through the door. My time for old coat to twirl around the dance floor.
Sorry about that, guys. My dog just decided to go crazy. But yeah, we can't really regulate ourselves. Yeah, I have big doggy. We can't really regulate ourselves. Some of us can, the vast majority of us can, but it's the knuckleheads that ruin it for us. Some people, I don't know, they take it too far. Yes, vaping is not smoking. We do not produce, the vaping does not produce secondhand carcinogens that can be picked up and be harmful to others, as different studies have already showed. However, the vast majority of the public that's non-vaping does not know that. All they see is you have a device, of which, if they have never checked into vaping or know nothing about vaping, know nothing what it is, they know if you have one like this, or like the MVP with a tank on it, or even an Ego, that's not a cigarette. They obviously know that. Yes, I'm in Georgia. Sorry about that, Zuli. They obviously know that this is not a cigarette. But then that brings up the other question. Okay, well, what is that? Now, most people want to avoid confrontation, especially with that when they're out with their friends and family. So they're not going to ask you or approach you directly. But for somebody that has no clue what devices are, what the personal vaporizers are, in a public setting like, say, a restaurant, for someone to be sitting there blowing clouds without having asked permission, and families all around, kids all around, and we're not talking about bars, we're talking about, restaurants. Because I've heard that to be the case several times, people bragging that, I was in a restaurant and I'm vaping away, blowing clouds and whatnot while I'm waiting on my food, which is all good because some restaurants will allow that. But if you did not ask, you've kind of already showed a level of disrespect by not asking. You can't, at this point in the game, there's no way that you can assume that it's okay for you to vape on anybody's property. And when you're on a business, that's what it is. It's property. It's private property. It might be private property that's in the form of a business is open to the public. Because it's private property, that business owner has the right to say yay or nay. Thanks, guys. The chat makes me have squirrel moments and get off track. But yeah. So that's kind of the debate there. That was in the article that I was reading from Tennessee. There was where is it okay to vape? Where do you think it's okay to vape? And do you ask generally? Generally, do you ask if you go out in public and you vape in public? If you vape in like restaurants or bars and grills or anywhere where smoking is not allowed on the inside, do you, one, ask for permission before you vape? And two, where do you vape at out in public? That's the two things that I'm posing to the chat room now, and I would like some responses to that. Where do you vape in public? If it's somewhere other than non-smoking places. Yes, I can try to turn my mic up. How is that? Is that too loud? Well, that makes sense. The bar areas would make sense that you should be able to vape in. Thank you, Mandy. The bar areas make sense to me that you should be able to vape in because you can't take kids into the bar. Okay? And again, we're talking about perception, not science. One thing history shows at all times is that science will always eventually catch up to public opinion. And once it catches up to public opinion, the politicians have to eventually concede and go along with that public opinion, or they won't be in office no more. Yeah, I don't do bars either. But, I mean, so I pose the question to you again, guys. Do you vape out in public? If so, where? And do you ask for permission beforehand, or do you just take the liberty and vape? You vape everywhere, hot mama?
Never to back down, all you have is your pride. I know what it takes to cover the whole eight, but being a one-woman man was never part of my plan. Life without love is just another sad song. Doing all that I can, but
I hear you, Diana. I don't really want to go out. I try to avoid going into public places as often as possible. If I go to a store, I go to get what I'm getting and I get out. I don't hang around. And yes, Scuba, that brings up an interesting point. You know, it is a rights issue, but right now, you know, it's a personal rights issue on vaping. To me, it's a health issue as well, because the study after study after study is showing that vaping is far. I think one study I posted one time on Vapersnation Facebook group was that it was 10 times less harmful than traditional tobacco use, which anything that's 10 times less harmful than traditional tobacco use is goofy that politicians would want to ban it when for years they've been on a no smoking kick. Let's not forget now, you know, when you talk about tobacco, if you go to philipmorris.com, they have a whole section on how to quit. They don't have that there because they want to help you quit. They have that there because they're mandated by law to have that there. Okay? You don't make a display of yourself and discreet. I'm not trying to hide it or stealth vape, but I'm being respectful of others who are in the store. Yeah, see, and that's my whole thing. I'm a big respect person, Mandy, and I've been a manager at several businesses, restaurants, and stuff in the past, and I own my own detailing business. So it's a big. I understand the, you know. Even if the manager might be okay with it, you know, he's a person or she's a person. What if they're having a really crappy day and they're just looking for a reason to go off on somebody? You know what I mean? I mean, this is possible. I'm sure I don't know if it's happened, but I don't put it past it happening. You know, a manager at some restaurant pulled double shifts. Now, you come in blowing clouds in a non-smoking restaurant. She has no idea about vaping whatsoever. All she knows is she sees what appears to be smoke. She's not in the mood for you to explain to her what everything is. Now, she can kick you out of that restaurant even if you've already paid for your food and haven't got it yet. Because it's private property. And if you refuse and cause a scene, they can always call the cops. Now, that's the way it is. And that's the reason why I always like to vape. And Scuba brought up a good point. Yes, I'll touch on that in a little bit too, if I can, if my squirrels will let me. But I think Scuba brought up a good point in the fact that, sorry, swagger time. Waiting until he's outside. Most things, this I've noticed. The vaping, I chain vape. But now if I have to go somewhere where they, you know, they don't allow smoking. Say I'm there for an hour. Usually, unless I'm getting stressed out during that hour, I am not really having a nicotine fit like I would if I was still smoking and then had to go somewhere an hour without cigarettes, if that makes sense. I don't know if anyone else shares that experience. Like, you don't get the nicotine fits as often with vaping when you have to go without it, in my experience. Everybody's probably different. It's kind of like one of them taste things. It's subjective. I'm going to take a minute and take a vape and catch up on chat. Tina Marie says, I vape everywhere I go. If someone doesn't like it, they can tell me. If you vape without blowing clouds, it gives people a chance to ask about it. And that's a great point. Ask me to not, and I put it up, yeah, if someone asks you not to, well, yeah, of course. It's always better to put it up than cause a scene. Because if you cause a scene in any one person's eyes, You know, you don't know. That might be a councilman in your town that sits on your city council that will eventually decide on a vaping ban or not. You know, and you could be rude and be an ass, and then that's going to leave a lasting impression of not only vaping, but vapors. I mean, everything at this point is perception. Science is on our side. Science is backing the vaping. Science is backing vaping as a less harmful substitute for cigarettes and tobacco use. It's backing up the thing that it can be used as a cessation product if the person so chooses. So, I'm a good example of that. I started out at 18 and I'm down to 6 milligrams of nicotine. The science is on our side, guys. And if you think about it, history always teaches us that despite laws that goes against science and despite laws that go against the public opinion, if eventually the science catches up with the laws and the public opinion. Usually the science comes first. Right now, like in New York, their reason for banning it, I know everyone's heard about that. It's old news. Their reason was not for public health, really. It was for public perception. They didn't use those words, but what they did say was that they was banning it for the reason being that it confused people and could cause confrontations because it looked like smoking, or they looked like cigarettes. Talking about the Cigalite styles. So that wasn't public health, that was public perception, guys. It's all public perception right now. And that's the reason why, yeah, I mean, I've vaped in Walmart, but I know the managers at my Walmart. I live in a small town. I know a lot of people that manage a lot of the stores around here. Some of them I can vape in, some of them I can't. And the ones I can, I always check and make sure so-and-so manager is on the shift. That way, if they're not, I won't even bother vaping. But again, that's like when I was Christmas shopping, okay? And I was in, like Mandy said, in the store for like 3 hours, which I only got 4 or 5 things for those 3 hours. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. I think, yes, we do need, we must stand up for the rights of vaping, and we shouldn't be treated like smokers at all. This is a healthy alternative. It has no repercussions for anyone around us that has been proven scientifically yet. It's a great thing. For many of us, it's a lifesaver. If you vape from here to the time you die, and you never stop vaping, you will still have added years to your life because you're not inhaling those carcinogens and the preservatives and additives that they have to put into the tobacco. Those of you that stop smoking by vaping, a lot of you might have went through this thing like I did. I was getting my nick, and when I started vaping the first couple weeks, I was at 24 and then quickly moved down to 18. But because I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day or more. I was getting my nicotine. No doubt about it, I was getting my nicotine the first few weeks I was vaping. But I was still having physical withdrawal symptoms. And if you've experienced that and know what I'm talking about, and think about that for a minute, you was getting your nicotine. What was you withdrawing from? You know what I mean? And there's been numerous studies on nicotine alone, given outside of vaping and outside of the form of direct tobacco use, like nicotine injections, not nicotine, direct nicotine, but nicotine basically medicine dosages where they only get the nicotine for stuff like ADHD, depression, well, not depression, but manic depression, several things like that. And if you asked a doctor that's been that knows a little bit about vaping and not just reading the biased news stories, he will tell you that most doctors will recommend vaping versus smoking. They would rather you not do anything. But if you got to do one, the vaping is definitely better. And I mean, there's no reason, if your goal is to stop vaping or to keep vaping but vape at zero nic, great. That's awesome. Because one, I can understand how somebody might want to vape at zero nic. Here's why. Because if you're wanting to decrease to zero, see, I've already got down to 6. If I wanted to go to 0, I would slowly start integrating 0 in with it, and more, hopefully be vaping 0. But I mean, if you want to decrease it and vape at 0, it still gives you that throat hit. You can still get a throat hit at 0. You might have to increase your VG or PG depending on your personal thing. More likely your VG, but you can still get that throat hit, and you can still get that exhale and that inhale of the vapor, which for so many of us, the action and the actual vape, the exhale, you know, not everybody, but a lot of smokers enjoyed it when they smoked. Okay. They enjoyed the act of smoking. And this replicates that act closer to anything. That's the reason why so many of us have been able to quit smoking by using this. The flavors are wonderful. Why wouldn't you want to vape a cinnamon roll when you wake up with a cup of coffee, even if it was 0 nic and you done got off of nicotine? You know, that's just, I mean, I can understand why people would do it. Personally, I don't push that. If that's your plan, that's great. I'm not sure if that's where I'm going to go. I'm thinking I'm going to stay at 6 for a while. Yeah, and you can dilute your juices down, and you can do the do-it-yourself research, and really pull in there and, you know, find ways to either dilute it down so that it doesn't harm the taste, as it doesn't dilute the taste as much, or you can find ways, you know, if you're wanting to get down to hard like 3 and 2s, there are vendors that has those out there. I have seen them, and some vendors, even if they don't have them listed on their site, will sometimes, if you send in an email to them before you order and wait for a response, they will sometimes make you a juice at a lesser nicotine level. So that's something to always keep in mind. A lot of the vendors will work with you as much as they possibly can to make you have a satisfied experience, especially a lot of our smaller vendors. Not because they're getting going, and not because they're small and they're trying to grow necessarily, but because they really are in it because they like the community. They like what they do in producing the juice, and they want to have the vapors in the community have as good a vape experience as possible if you're using them. I mean, it just makes for better business and return business, you know. Yes, I know too. I have seen some of your wins coming in at 0, and that, I think that's great. I mean, and I think it's great that you're still vaping. I mean, if that's anything, and especially, that's another thing. If you're vaping, you know, and you're stepping down, and like all of a sudden you're at 0, and you're at 0 maybe a week or two, and you know, or you're at 6 for a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden you just find out, you know, you're vaping way too much at 6. There's no harm in going back up to 12 or back up to 6 if you was at 0 or whatever, and mix it, throw it in there, you know, have, like, I vape at 6. I also have a juice here at 18 milligrams, and I have several at 12. And I find that depending on what my stress level is, I can get a better vape from a 12 milligram or 18 milligram if I'm more stressed out. And the reason being is that I'm not sitting here wasting a battery because I'm freaking chain vaping and blowing clouds like a freight train, you know, obviously at my house. but I mean, you don't go through as much juice and you're getting the same level of nicotine. Now, of course, I'm not talking at sub-ohms. I am vaping on a mechanical. My current build is on an iGo W with a 1.2 single coil. Of course, it's single coil at 1.2 ohm coil, you know. Yeah, I do that too. A lot of times I do, especially when I'm feeling bad. I'm trying not to have too much dead air by not, you know, chain vaping now. I would encourage everyone, I don't have the link because I do not have my Skype open because it will cause everything to crash one more time. If Kentucky Josh is around and he has the link that I'm talking about for the store that was robbed, I would love him to put that in. There was a store that was robbed. Goodness, I can't think of where right now because my head is hurting and I have a fever. But if you go to vaping deals and discount, it should be on the first page. They was ripped off of basically everything in their store. It was pretty much a smash and grab. A lot of vape shops, as I'm sure you've heard talked about elsewhere, don't usually have too much security. That's slowly starting to change, and more are starting to put up security. They did have surveillance tapes, I read in the article, but they wiped the guys out. If you get on there, there's a description of the perpetrators. There's even a picture of the door where they used a brick evidently to smash through. I encourage you to go over there, read that article, and if you're so inclined, please share it on Facebook so all of the merchants that has brick and mortars can be aware that this is a high crime thing. You do need security, guys. It is something that is extra expense for new shop owners, and that's the reason why so many skip on it. Thank goodness this guy had video cameras, but he's still out of vape stuff. And if you go to that article, Scuba, I'm not sure. I can't open up my Skype to get to the link. Give me just a second and I'll see if I can pull it up on Vaping Deals and Discounts for everyone. And if I can, I will read it for everyone, which my browser is going to be slow. Vaping Deals and Discounts, there that is. And it should be on the front page. Mine is still loading. Oh no, AR mod. I love it. Sorry, Squirtle. Give me just a second. There it is. Albuquerque, New Mexico is where it is. And if you go to that link there, Vaping Deals and Discounts. Yes. I'm not sure if it's going to let you put in the whole thing, guys, Tina. Thank you for doing that. Everyone can go to that link, Vaping Deals and Discounts, and scroll down. It's the second post on the page. Metamorph e-cigs was broken into last night, as you can see by the posted picture. We have the guy on camera. He's about 6'1" and about 250 pounds. He stole pretty much our entire stock. He's also stole my laptop, which is a Lifebook with a 19-inch screen. I have the serial number and it has been reported to the police. The police have already been here to do a complete investigation. Products that were stolen, this is not a complete list. 2 VTRs, an iTaste 134, about 30 Vamos, various versions, 10 or so Nemesis clones, and about the same for Chi-Yu clones. About 50 atomizers, iClear 30s, iClear 30 S's, iClear 16S's, MT3S's, vape-only minis, and more. All are Ego Twist. The rest were taken as well. The Ego Twist all have the Metamorph e-cigs logo on them. About 200 or so bottles of e-liquid with our logo on them as well were taken. He also took our entire flavor sample shelf. So if you happen to run across some sort of strange scenario where you see a guy group swap meet Craigslist ad selling some of our products, then you'll know what happened. We would really appreciate it if you would help us spread the word about what has just happened. We have already contacted roughly 5 or so local e-cig shops, and we're hoping that more people will share this message on their Facebook feeds as well. We're feeling confident that this story will end well. Thank you in advance for any and all your help. And if you scroll down, there's a picture of the door glass being shattered. And thank you, Tina Marie, for that. That is the link to the guys that got broken into. Again, they did have a security system. They did have, they did have surveillance cameras. So they did get them on tape. Keep a lookout. If you see any stuff with their logo, you can go to that Facebook page there and check out their logos and whatnot on their juices and stuff. It's sad when that stuff happens. These are high value stuff, man. They was vape shops that got broke into earlier this year, before, I think around November sometime. They took everything, including toenail clippers and little screwdrivers, the little kits they had for people that rebuild RDAs. What state and town? Albuquerque, New Mexico. Daisy. And again, if you want to go reread the article yourself and take a look at the picture, because I don't have the picture saved to load up on my broadcast. You can go there, scroll down to the second article there, and you will see it. It's Betamorph, I believe I'm saying that right, I hope I am. E-cigs was broken into. Yep, be on the watch out for stolen goods. Thank y'all guys. And there's their link one more time. Alrighty, so we talked a little bit about vaping in public. We talked about the tragedy of the vape shops. I'm hoping and praying that, he had insurance, which I hope every business has insurance, even small businesses need it for cases like this. Yes, please, if you don't mind sharing it. I'm not asking you. I mean, I understand if you can't share vaping stuff on your Facebook page, or if you can't share certain things on your Facebook page. But if you want to, it would be good to share that story on Facebook, just so everybody can see. You know what I mean? That not that they got broke into, but that these are high dollar ticket items. They're not really if you buy them online, but you're talking about somebody that's broke into a shop, stole damn near everything, and they have quantities of it. They didn't pay nothing for it, so if they sell a $30 mod at $10, they're still making money. You know what I mean? And it's sad, man. I mean, people put a lot. It takes a lot of money. Rent, permits, it takes a lot of money to get everything set up and then get your inventory in and get running good to have it all taken out from under you. Even if insurance will cover you, this stuff, you can't, a lot of people can't just order stuff and have it in the next week if you're buying it in huge quantities. Not yet, because a lot of shops order overseas. Just cause to cut costs. And if you're ordering from overseas, we all know how that goes. Because shipping to the States is generally slow. Yeah, thanks Tina for posting that. I actually got the page to pull up on Vaping Deals and Discount and read it from there. And I hope my reading wasn't too atrocious for everyone tonight. I do have several giveaways tonight, guys. We do have a low crowd tonight, but that is okay. My regulars are here, and I love my Vapers Nation peoples. All of my regulars, I love them so much. So, I guess I will ask that if anyone has won from one of my vendors, Baker White or Quacks, in the past 30 days or so, that you please piff or ask for a reroll. But we do have a change up tonight, which I'll get to that later on prizes. First, how about a bottle or two of Quacks Juice Factory Juice. Goose or Gizzard? Anybody want free juice? 1, 0, 2, 5, 9, any numbers? Anybody awake? There you go, Zuli. Yes, and the good thing about my good friend Quacks, he has awesome juice. I vape it all the time. I have goose juice sitting right next to me. I was dripping it earlier. It's yummy. Gizzard juice is great too. I will go ahead and get the links if my computer will work, and let me get the links. Quacks Juice Factory, I encourage everyone to go check it out. Right here, right here. Quacks Juice Factory. Go check him out. And he has a third flavor called Frozen Pond that will be getting released soon. But if you do win for Quacks tonight, you do get one 10 ml bottle of Goose Juice and one 10 ml bottle of Gizzard Juice. All I will need is for you to fill out the winner's form that I will post shortly, and tell me what nicotine level you want. And I know guys, the slash randoms suck, but that's the way I'm going to do it tonight because I didn't have time to set up my randomizer and stuff. So next week, I promise, randomizer for sure. Uh-oh. So here we go. Zuli. Quack, 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 goose. Yes, sir. Respond. I know you're in the room, hon. Yay. Okay, baby. Let me get my winner's form for you. And why are you not wanting to copy? There we go. Oh, thank you so much, Mandy. I'm usually the link master, and I had to bail out of her show earlier this week because it was so cold in here. And I regret not being her link master, but she is mine tonight, and she rocks. I hope I'm not keeping you from putting your kids to bed. Uh-oh, I dropped a few more frames, but not too many. So yeah, Zuli, go fill out that. Just tell me that you won Quacks Juice, and I will submit that first thing in the morning. And yeah. Tina Marie, yes, that is true. But I give you something new to look forward to because I know you've already won one sample pack. You won that last week. I have new. I hope I got the actual link for it. No problem, Zuli. I hope you enjoy, and I hope once you get it, he usually ships it out pretty fast unless he gets behind on orders, and even then he's pretty fast. I hope that when you get it, you come and let me know which one you like the best and why. Our next giveaway we're not going to do right away, but I will go ahead and put the link in there for those that are interested. Baker White. We're not doing sample packs, as I mentioned a while ago, anymore of Baker White, or at least I am not. Until further notice, I am giving out 130 ml of the winner's choice of Baker White. So, instead of 30 mils of 5 different flavors, you get to pick your own flavor and have that as 30 mil. With your nick level, it no longer has to be 0 or 12. You can tell me your nick level, and I will send that in the request. Tina Marie, we actually have a 30-day rule. As far as I'm aware, and Kentucky Josh can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm thinking that, no, I know, hon, but I'm thinking that we have a 30-day rule on a particular vendor. Not necessarily the prize that the vendor's giving unless it's juice versus hardware. But I'm going to hold off on it, so maybe Josh will get back to us. What size juice do I need to put in form, please? They're 10 mils. You'll get 2 10 mils, one of each of the Goose and Gizzard juice. So you'll get to sample his entire line. Yeah, I know, Tina Marie, but here, look on the bright side, hon. You do have a lot of Baker White coming, and by the time I don't know, you love Baker White, so you'll probably vape that in no time because you like it so much. But next time you win, and you know you will win, you'll have a 30 mil of it. Oh, I know, hon. You're a great sport, and you're always around. I love, like I said, my regulars. And I wish I had my articles up, guys. I really do. I mean, I've got rolling tonight, and I'm kind of scared to look up too many more articles on my browser, because I could probably find them. Let me see if I have any bookmarked in this browser. Well, I guess we can read that one. Water. What? Y'all just like my Southern draw? I get a lot more country than this. So yes, Baker White will be up next, but we're going to take a short intermittent break and read a study that, if it will ever come up. Anti-THR lies and related topics. Related topics. All right. When was this? Holy crap, this wasn't new. How did I get this article? Well, we'll just, I mean, it's really just an article that goes back to what I was saying before, which is probably where I got it from. I'll post this article for all you guys and girls to read. Please do not copy it all in here because it's way too long. You can read it if you want to. It is a article basically discussing that, well, the new study shows no risk from e-cigarettes contaminants. It's pretty much just covering, it's an old study, and I had it bookmarked. I figured I'd put it out there for everybody that might want to read it. Yeah, I know, guys. I thank you for that, man. I am sick. I feel terrible. My energy's down. I keep getting hot and cold. So, you know, I'm doing as best I can. So next week, I'll promise I will have a lot more energy. I'll have everything organized nice and good. I'll even have my articles printed off, so if I have to shut everything down and open it back up, I'll have them on hand. Which I should have did tonight, but again, I just didn't. I haven't felt like crap. And I never did get to tell you. Speaking of break-ins, we just read the story about the break-in, which was sad. Another sad occasion that I had to deal with the police today. Yes, the police. Don't get me wrong, the police do a wonderful job. They do a job that I would not do for the pay that they get. You know, they are heroes. Even if they give you speeding tickets, when somebody breaks into your house or somebody is assaulting somebody you love or something, and they get called and they put an end to it, they are heroes. You know, the revenue thing of get you with speeding tickets and all that other crap, you know, that's part of the job. But that aside, when they're actually getting in the line of fire, or getting in between two people one that's injuring somebody or whatever, when they put themselves in harm's way to protect the public, I mean, that's what heroes do. I mean, that being said, I tend not to hang around cops. You know, I love them and I respect them to death, but I just prefer badges make me nervous. That's just, you know. But I had to deal with badges today. Reason being, my next door neighbor, like literally next door neighbor, we have about 20-foot span between our houses, got broken into and robbed last night. So she was away, luckily, so it wasn't a home invasion per se. It was just a breaking and entering. They tore up everything and took off with everything. How they did that without me hearing, I have no idea. I am a paranoid joker. I have video surveillance cameras, about 6 of them on my property. I got them on video. Another reason I was talking to the cops all day, which is what I think got me sick, because being outside talking to the cops all day, you know. It's still kind of cold. It's a lot warmer than today than it was, but you know, Yes, yes, yes. Yes or no? I'm sorry I missed. Can I see Latina to be your nurse Southern? Sure, I don't care. Send her on. I mean, you know. She's going to have to eat my diet, which consists of ramen noodles and peanut butter and jelly soup. Peanut butter and jelly soup. I wonder if you could make peanut butter and jelly soup. But, this is Squirtle.
Thank y'all. How y'all doing?
You know.
Yeah, my name's Colt Ford.
But other than that, yeah, you can send her on.
For y'all about where I come from, the way I see it. I brought my buddy, Mr. John Michael Montgomery, with me. He's gonna play a little guitar.
I buy cases of those. I very much have a bachelor's diet.
Let's go, John.
What? Ramen noodles? Oh, peanut butter soup. Peanut butter and jelly soup. Yeah, that was probably gross. But peanut butter and jelly sandwich with ramen noodles is not bad. Well, you know, that's what, like I tell you, like I told you before, I've shared with Mandy, one of the reasons why my typos are so bad, I have two. One of the reasons is that I have a micro keyboard, and my hand, it only fits one hand. Like, I can't rest two hands comfortably. So when I'm typing, I'm only using one hand, and that creates typos on this small keyboard. Two, I have dyslexia. So I naturally will type and read things kind of in reverse order or with letters mixed up. So that together makes me the typo king. And I have verbal typos too sometimes. Not very different from verbal diarrhea. A verbal typo is like what I said earlier, peanut butter and jelly soup. I obviously meant peanut butter and jelly with my soup. How did we get on soup? Face bomb. Yes, thank you. I think that's spelled right. Okay, hon. You bought another mod, Zach? What mod did you buy, sir? You have a problem, but you bought a mod. Is you buying the mod your problem? Welcome, Okie. How are you doing today? Well, of course he is, Tina Marie. You know, that's the reason why he's known as the mod hoarder. And once he gets his regular time slot coming on, that's going to be the name of his show unless he changes it. From what I understand, it's the mod hoarder. Which, if you actually gave a mod away this week, which one did you give away? Hold on, one question at a time. Which one did you get first, and then which one did you give away? Rob Dog, I am from Georgia.
You see, I'm still that same old country boy, and that's all I'll ever be. And sometimes those bright lights blind me and make it hard for me to see. But when I need to be reminded, I take a
Nice. That's an awesome piff, man. I mean, dang. Oh, nice. Didn't you already had K-Fons, didn't you? Oh, which part of Georgia, Scuba? If you watch college football or college sports, University of Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs, UGA. I live probably about 30 minutes from that, about 15 from the Athens city limits. I'm in central Georgia, but it's northeast. Yeah, that makes 4 of them. That's great, Zach. I'm planning on getting a K-Fon probably toward the end of this month if everything works out okay. I've got my mod. I've got one RDA. I'm not really into tanks right now, so I need another RDA, and a K-Fon is great. Oh, you're in Loganville. Great, Scuba. That's literally just up the road, and I was in Loganville today. Do you know where what is the name of that vape shop that's there right next to the QT? Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? Yeah, Raging Vapors. I've only been in there a couple times. But I was up there at the jewelry store right next to them today, and they was not open by the time I left the jewelry store, so I obviously couldn't stop in. But they have 5 ponds. Just so you know, if you did not know. They have 5 ponds and some other juice. I forgot what it was. You need to have all of the mods, Zach. You should get a business account with Fastech so you can get them all like for $1. Rob Dog. Rob Dog. I've heard a lot of people say 5 Palms is good juice. I've heard some people say that 5 Palms is good juice, but they wouldn't pay for it. And I've heard others say that 5 Palms is just terrible juice because of its price. Well, price does not make a juice. If I have not tried 5 Palms, so I cannot comment on 5 Palms. And again, the taste is subjective. Because I have Raging Vapors so close, I do plan to stop by one day and try out the 5 Ponds, because I do understand they offer sampling for 5 Ponds and their other juice. And that's great, because if I taste one of their flavors and it just blows my socks off, I will probably end up buying a bottle. My opinion changed very much from the time I started vaping till where I'm at now about high dollar vapes. Yes, they're a treat for some people. Some people that has the disposable income, you know, they can get $30, $40 for 30 mils of a bottle of juice and not hurt them. But I'm not saying I wouldn't buy any. I'm saying I would have to try it at that price before I would. Oh, it was a freebie. That's awesome. Freebies always rock, especially when it's high grade or the higher end considered juices. That's how I changed my opinion about high priced juices. I won a bottle of Jameson's Irish Vapor Juice, Peaches and Cream. And that's $22 or $25 depending on where you get it for 30 mil. And I'm telling you, I would pay for that. And I am going to buy me a bottle as soon as I can free up the extra cash. Oh, I'll be vaping left. White boy, I welcome you back. I welcome you back. Squagger. Excuse me. I'm glad you came back to the show. Vaping Redneck, how are you today, man? How about some Baker White, guys? Who wants a 30 mil of Baker White? Anybody, nobody, somebody, somewhere? Just vaping Redneck and Road Dog. There's Baker White's site. That is where you will go. Pick out your flavor. We are no longer giving out sample packs. Yes, I know, Tina Marie Hun. White boy, I will re-roll if you win, unless you have somebody particular that you'll pick for if you do win. Go to bakerwhite.com to find out what flavor you want if you win. And select that flavor, tell me your nicotine level and the flavor, and that is for a 30 ml of Baker White in my winner's form that I will post shortly. And here we go. Ha ha! It's rigged. Alright, it's rigged, it's rigged. I seen that I dropped there for a minute, guys, so if you don't have me on the screen, please refresh your screen. All right, let me see, because I have Baker White on the way. Actually, it should be here next week. I'm hoping before my next show so that I can actually review it. I haven't actually tried Baker White yet. I've been waiting on getting their juice. So we'll try that one more time. And Kristen7, are you here, hun? Would you like a free 30 ml bottle of Baker White? Kristen. Let me grab that link for you. Kristen, if you will please go to the top link there and find what flavor you want, and then tell me your nick level. I will take and send that off to Baker White first thing in the morning. You make sure you give me fill out the winner's form completely, so I have all your information, and it doesn't delay me sending off the prize. And they'll get that out to you very soon. Congrats, son. Is what the stuff for casters, Zach? I'm sorry I missed something while I was doing all that talking. And Scuba, I have not been to the vape shop in Lawrenceville yet. I've heard good things about it. I have not been up there yet, though. You're welcome, Kristen. Make sure you get that filled out. If you can get it filled out tonight, I'll send it first thing in the morning. You do have 48 hours to fill out the winner's form. Obviously, the quicker you fill it out, the quicker I can get it back to the sponsors, Baker White, and have that mailed out to you. Oh, yes. That is what the, that's not for, yeah, that's for the host, yes. What I'm talking about, I'm waiting on. And it was Squirtle. It was sent out later this week, which it doesn't matter to the viewers because that was, like you said, for the host. So, anybody get any interesting vape mail? I'm not asking necessarily for juice, but if you've got some juice that you haven't tried, or your favorite juice, what have you got in? You know, a lot of people come in and they say their own juice because, like, I have several standbys that I vape quite regularly that I keep on stock, and if I'm out, I'm not out for very long. Those juices I tend not to say. I have some juices I want to talk about here in a few minutes, and we'll get to that. I want to see what everybody else, has anyone tried new juice? And if you've tried new juice, what juices that you've tried that you haven't tried before yet that you like? Well, that you haven't tried up till now or recently. You know what I mean.
Well, here's the situation. The blind wasn't cooking, but she came with a friend who was just as good looking. So I eased on over with a bottle of bud.
Jeff Juice Red Hots. You know, I've got to get me some hot cinnamon. I love cinnamon vapes, but when I say I love cinnamon vapes, the only real cinnamon vapes I've had is bakery vapes like Cinnamon Roll. I like Big Red Gum and stuff like that, so I do like the hot cinnamon or the cinnamon. I just haven't got around to getting one. Strawberry banana. You know, strawberry banana sounds like it would be good. And just to throw out my buddy's link, you can go to SoCalTortuga.com. That is SoCalTortuga.com and try Stita Marie's favorite bug crap. He also has one that is not in stock right now. He's waiting on the flavoring so he can start mixing that again. And that is called Strawberry Fields. And I think it's Strawberry Fields. It might be Strawberry Dreams or something like that. But it's a banana and strawberry and several other flavor notes. Flavorings. Excuse me. I have ordered Bug Crap, so I will give my review on Bug Crap. I'm hoping it gets me hooked like it did Stina Marie. I also ordered SoCal's pecan caramel pie because I love pecans and I love pecan pie, so I ought to love that juice.
Pass me a cold one, buddy, it's that time again. That neon sign says open, and I'm here with all my friends. So just keep them taps a-flowing. The first round's all on me.
Yeah, the SoCal's juice is something that I ordered recently. I also ordered a sample pack from Chris Witch, Juice Witch, at juicewitch.com. Juice Witch, by the way, now offers his juice in glass bottles, which is a great upgrade. I love glass bottles. The only thing I don't like about glass bottles is having to, if it's not cold, when it's cold and you're wearing jackets, it's no big deal. Ladies have purses, but like for guys in the summertime, and I'm rough on stuff, so like in the summertime, I would have a bottle in my pants pocket or whatever. A glass bottle poses a hazard for somebody that's rough on stuff. You know what I mean? Because if you bust a glass bottle, you will not be happy. You will be juicy, as Phil Brisardo always says. Now,
I've hit bottom, baby girl, there's nowhere else to go. It's hard to see right when all you've done is wrong. Hard to hang on when all you got is gone. This cowboy life hit me a heart of stone. This cowboy life.
sorry about that, guys. Had to get on to my dog.
It's all I've ever known. This
Juices I want to talk about.
all alone.
Juicy is not always bad, but that's a different subject, I think, that you're talking about. You might be talking about e-juice, but maybe not. And since I don't have my parental advisory up, let's not go there. Let me lock my K100 so it doesn't fire while I set it down. Alright guys, I'm going to talk about some juices. You have a new flavor to add to your list, was a free sample. Which one was it, Tina? Scuba in Google Hangouts, if you want to go join the guys. You do not have to have a camera, but it does help if you have a mic. If you are going to continue to watch the show, which I hope you do, and you have a headset or a pair of earbuds, if you plug them in, it won't drown out the Google Hangout. If you don't, they'll get feedback from you when you go in. Just to let you know. It is possible for you to do both, but you'll either have to turn your external speakers down real low, or you'll have, so that people don't get feedback, or you'll have to, wear headphones, earbuds, that kind of thing. Alrighty then. Juices I am going to talk about that I've got in actually the past week or so. Of course, we all know that I love my goose and I love my gizzard juice from Quack's Juice Factory. Those are great juices. I love them. I always keep them on hand. One that surprised me, and I wish that I had got it in a lower nicotine level so I could vape it more often. As I said, I always keep higher nicotine levels around for when I'm super stressed out. One that I've tried is a sponsor of, I believe it's ADH Vaping, and I don't know if you can see that or not. That says PB Cookies, and it is from PB Dragon, pbdragon.com. I would invite everyone to go check them out. This is one juice that I've tried from them, and this juice is going to make me order more from them. It's peanut butter cookies, basically. And if you like peanut butter cookies, or you like peanut butter vapes, this is a good vape. It's creamy peanut butter. It's heavy peanut butter. To me, it's like if you took a spoon and dipped it in some peanut butter and just whoop, got that peanut butter directly off the spoon with nothing else. It's that kind of peanut butter, but it has that cookie taste in it. And the balance is very well. And I will say, I've only had this steeping for 4 or 5 days. So I'm looking forward to it next week as it steeps out. As most of you know, as juices steep, the nicotine adds to and changes the flavor just slightly. That's the reason why, some juices require longer steeping than others. This is a great flavor. Again, if you like peanut butter cookies, I would suggest that you go check that out. One vendor that I have not checked out yet, that I am looking forward to, it is on my list. I have a huge list of vendors that I'm slowly working my way through of trying and going back and trying other juices that they have. One of those is Vaping Redneck's, one of Vaping Redneck's sponsors, which is Zombie Juice. And if he is still in here, maybe he can give that link, because I did not pull it, because I did not know I was going to be talking about it. But every time I watch Nick and Bobby's show, SouthernVaper show there, I always end up going because that's one of their sponsors, and I pull up their website, and I'm always like, dang, I've got to order their juice. Because they have some really interesting flavors, and from what I've heard from Nick, they have some pretty good flavors. So I always encourage you to check that out. Also, two from the same company, a different company than not PB Dragon, but two from the same company that I'm fixing to review, and that is the Vape Juice Shop. I'm not really going to give reviews. This is not the place for reviews. It's flavor chasers, so, I mean, I'm going to talk about flavors. I want my show to be structured where I'm giving out information, articles that's not really widely out there, and articles that you might not be aware of, as well as CASA updates. I had all that structured out, but everything was online and my browser crashed on me, so we're going straight to the juices. The Vape Juice Shop's Black Label juices, I have not got. What's up, T-Max? The Vape Juice Shop's Black Label collection, I have not found one yet that I have not liked. This that I'm holding up now is Black Label's, the Vape Juice Shop's Black Label collection Blueberry Muffin. As you can see, let me turn it where you can see it. There is no juice in this bottle. None whatsoever. I have to get more of this because it was so good, I could not let it steep. I usually have a rule, even with juices that I think are yummy straight out of the mailbox, that if I like it and I'm vaping it, I will only vape half of whatever size it is and then put it away for a week and let it steep to see how it's changed, how the flavors how the nicotine might have affected the flavors. I couldn't do that with the Blueberry Muffin. It was that good to me. Taste is subjective again, guys. And you can find those at at the vapejuiceshop.com. Again, another one from their Black Label collection is Apple Pie. This is a strange but a great flavor. I say it's a strange flavor. Hey, Miss Sarah, welcome to the room. I say it's a strange flavor because to me, it doesn't quite have that hint of pie. It definitely has apple. It's a great juice and I love it. As you can see, if I can get that light to hit that right, I have vaped quite a bit out of that 30 mil. So I obviously like it. It has been something that I've been vaping on for the past couple days. I just opened it the other day. It's a very, very good flavor. It's yummy. But to me, for my taste buds, tell me that it's more of an apple crumble. Not necessarily a cobbler, but a crumble, if you've ever had an apple crumble. It doesn't have that flaky pie crust that I was expecting, but the pie crust kind of reminds me of like a graham cracker pie crust. But that in combination with the apple is a wonderful flavor. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I showed you the bottle. I've already vaped close to half of it in just 2 days. And that's a 30 ml bottle. The juice, which is awesome. He has a candy apple that's called, I always get this wrong, Salmaine. Salween. Excuse me, Salween. It's spelled differently than you say it. For me, anyway. But it's a caramel apple. That is great flavor. I have a lot of his flavors. Not a lot, but I have 5 or 6, whatever comes in the sample pack coming. And I'll be talking about them once I get them and have a chance to vape some of them. Another flavor that actually surprised me, and I am letting it steep, and I'll get into the reason why I'm letting it steep in just a second, But another flavor that surprised me was Happy E-Smokers, which is another ADHD vapor vaping sponsor. Happy E-Smokers. I got their strawberry lemonade. And right out of the mailbox, you could get a hint of the strawberry and a lot of the lemon in the lemonade, and the tartness of the lemons in the lemonade. Strawberry, I will let you know, for those juice companies that do not pre-steep, and this is only coming from opinions from people that I know that make juice. I've asked them about the strawberry flavorings before, and a lot of them seem of the same opinion. Depending on what flavoring they're using, fresh juice strawberry is one of those flavors that it takes a while to steep out. And meaning that it takes a while for the flavor to mature, so you get the full hint of the strawberry. That being said, I tried this today, and from a week ago today, it's so much better. I do think that it needs to steep a little more, but I think it's going to be an awesome vape because I vaped it for probably about an hour today, and it's starting to just get yummy. So I'm going to probably bring that back on the show in a week or two as that strawberry flavor really comes out. And again, for me, strawberries usually tend to take several weeks. Thunderhead, oh my God, she said hi. Mandy, your boyfriend is back. I'm just teasing Thunderhead. Alright guys, I think I am going to, I don't know, I think I just got a bunch of ghosters that's like in 3 different networks at the same time. I don't think nobody even hears me. I bet Thunderhead, Mandy, and Tina Marie will be the only ones to put a 1 in the room. Do you want Quack's juice? We are lurking. I know you're lurking, Josh. Alright, Quacks. Quack, quack, quack. Alrighty then. Let me do the slash random, and please, once again, if you have won Quack's juice in the past 30 days, Quack's Juice Factory juice in the past 30 days, please be kind to our vendors. Slash random goes in the room, and it is Daisy to you too. Daisy to you too. Please, please, please go up. Wrong, sorry about that. I will get the correct links for you. Darn it. I copied the wrong ones, didn't I? Let me go back up here and copy the right ones. You don't really necessarily have to go to Quack's Juice Factory site. You can. I encourage you to do so. So you can check out what you're getting. But what you're basically winning, there's his site and there's my winners form. What you're basically have just won is 1 each of Quack's Goose Juice, Goose and Gizzard. You'll get 2 10 mils. Just in the winners form, fill that out and let me know what nicotine strength you are wanting, and I will get that sent to Mr. Quack first thing in the morning. And I hope he will make you a happy duckling if you've never tried his juice. Which he sends out a cute little letter to all the winners that's specially made just for his winners. And he sends plenty of business cards, and his cards have funny little sayings on them, but I'm going to make you have to win or place an order to find out what it says.
It ain't rained in a month. Mama done took a job, part-time at the 5 and dime. More times it's hard. Daddy's pride is really hurting, feeling less than a man, working dark.
And again, Daisy to you too. Please fill out the winner's form. If you can get that filled out tonight for me, I will get that mailed off first thing in the morning, and that's usually early for me before they ever open. So, and Quacks is be the first time to try it. Well, that's great. I know a lot of people that has tried Goose and Gizzard juice. The Goose juice is a vanilla custard. It's a 4 flavor base vanilla custard, and the Gizzard juice is either a 4 or 7 base chocolate vape. It's not a chocolate like most chocolate vapes that are. A lot of chocolate vapes that I've tasted kind of taste a little burnt, like burnt cocoa a little bit. This doesn't have that. This is creamy. It's very sweet. It's like a very sweet Tootsie Roll, very, very creamy Tootsie Roll, or, you know, a rich Tootsie Roll. It's great. My personal favorite is Goose, but I switch off from Goose to Gizzard. So.
I'm tired of the routine and everyone knowing me. I'm dreaming of everything the TV is showing me. ride to UCLA, but that's a whole nother world from small town GA. Lord, I'm asking, I hope you hear my prayer, cause I'm torn between
Thunderhead, I'm sure if you send her an IM, I'm thinking she went to put her kids down. I'm not sure if I've seen her come back or not. If you send her a IM, she will probably get that taken care of, I'm sure. Alright guys, and I'm kind of, there she is. Okay, there you go, Mandy, you see it then. I'm kind of winding down. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning. Everything just kind of froze up for me when I tried to start broadcasting there the first time. But I got everything going and got it running smooth. I thank everybody for coming out. We still do have about 15 minutes left. Unless Ken pops in here and he wants to pop on early. I have no problem continuing on for the next 15, 16 minutes. Excuse me. That was a little bit of a deep lung hit there that grabbed me by the boo-boo. Alright guys, next week I hope everyone comes out. I will have Kasai articles on my show next week. I will also have, hopefully if Mr. SoCal Tortuga can get the juice shipped out to me before next week's show and I have it, I will be talking about bug crap. And probably not about pecan pie because he said that needs to steep, but that will be coming up too. I am also looking forward to trying some of Chris Witch's juice. I have tried several of his juices and so far have been pleased. Again, Chris Witch is now offering glass bottles for his juice, which I think is awesome. He has some great prices for awesome quality juice. He really is good at mixing. If you know, and taste is subjective, guys. I doubt very seriously. There's very rarely does one person find a vendor that they like all the juice from that vendor. So if you get a juice from a vendor that you've never tried that vendor's juice before, and you don't like that particular juice, don't never write off that vendor, because chances are there's a juice that he's got that you're going to like. And you know, if you write him off, you might not never discover that, hell, he has a juice there that you absolutely can't live without. Like Stina Marie has to have bug crap. SoCal will stay in business just with me and Stina Marie if I get addicted like that. No, we only have one Mandy. One Mandy, and that is her. I tried to get her to come on, guys and girls. I tried to get Mandy to come on tonight to host for me because I have a fever. She couldn't though because it was too early of a slot and she would miss putting her kids to bed, which is understandable. She's a good mama. Applaud her for that. But it's her fault that y'all didn't get to see her tonight. And every one of us knows you would rather see Mandy up here for 2 hours than me. I mean, look at me. I'm all hairy and goofy looking. I mean, you know, no problem, Mandy. Oh, me, guys. I hope y'all have enjoyed the show. I really do. I want to thank all of my sponsors for coming out. The ones, I know that at least one is ghosting my show. And I send a shout out to him. Our sponsors are awesome, guys, and for those that might be new to the networks and whatnot, the stations, our sponsors don't do sponsorships like they do for like TV stations, guys. If you see an ad on TV, the network that you see that ad on is getting paid money so you can see that ad. Vapersnation, none of the hosts doesn't get paid anything from sponsors. The sponsors want to get the juice in your hands so that you can find a juice that you like of theirs and you go back and become a repeat customer. It's an awesome thing because who wants to, really, you take a gamble when you try juice that you haven't never tried. It's an awesome thing that we can do for each other we love to be able to bring new sponsors to you. I currently have 3 or 4 sponsors that's not currently on Vapors Nation for any show that I'm waiting to hear back from. If once they start saying yes, I will update that on my Facebook at facebook.com/flavorchasers, like what is written above. And that will be my SouthernVaper page. Yes, Scuba, maybe possible, I'm not sure. We didn't do no file sharing, so I'm not sure on that. And it might help if I vape to take the locking ring off of the button. Dang, I disappeared there for a minute. I will tell you a trick about Mount Baker. And again, this is a taste of subjective thing. Okay, Josh, you just... But, you know what I mean? Okay. Butt on? No, I did not say butt on. What did I say that on? No. You know, I have a funny accent. And I don't know what she's talking about. I said I did not say butt on. I don't know what that... I don't like that. Just y'all giving me Swagger moments. You know what I mean? Swagger. You know, that is quite possible. I could have said button instead of button. My southern drawl. You ought to hear me when I try to speak Latin. When I try to speak Latin, when I try to speak Latin, it's real funny because of my southern drawl. Now I can get real country with you. I was born and raised in Monroe, Georgia. How was that? You like what, Josh? You like the Swagger? I've been showing that all throughout the show. Swagger. Hello, vaping girl Holly. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm sorry you didn't come earlier. I hope that you return. My shows are normally from 8 to 10. I had a little production problem getting started today, but I hope you return next Thursday. I'm going to have any important CASA updates, calls to action. I'm also going to have any current articles that I can find related to vaping. Not any, but some. I am also putting it back out to my audience. If you find any hilarious stories about dumb people in general, I would love you to send them to me. You can send those to me by going to vapersnation.net and going to the side on the left. It says contact host or contact forms, not winners forms, but contact forms. And you can drop me a link there. That'll go to my email. And if once I proof it, if I might decide to include it on the next show. Wow. Still trying to get used to these lung hits here. I'm not sure if you can tell, but see that big giant hole right there? That's a 1/16 hole I just drilled out today. Got 2 of them, one on the other side. So I'm able to lung hit my RDAs now, and I'm still trying to get used to it a little bit because I'm really able to lung hit them now. Zach, you drove 3 miles today to get to Waffle House. Or you drove 3 hours to get to Waffle House. May I ask, was that because of weather, or was that because you just wanted to go to that particular Waffle House. He goes, that's quite a drive. I'm sure you passed like what, maybe 10 on the way? I mean, you're in Pennsylvania. I'm in a small town that don't have nothing, and I have 3 Waffle Houses. So, 2121, welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. Guys and gals, I only have 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left. 2121, I am glad you came. I hope you stick around for Ken. I hope everyone sticks around for Ken next. Asked. See, I could have said it if you hadn't asked me to. That's right, we say axe instead of ass. Tuh. Goodness gracious, y'all done got me stumbling and spurring. Ken, you let me know when you're ready to come on, sir, and I will jump off. How about that? I see you come in the room. Welcome back. What was for dinner? Because I haven't decided yet. Give me some ideas. Oh, no one's in the wrong place when Burger King. Did you get you a Whopper with cheese? See, I pay attention. I knew the rant that you was going on earlier. Did they ask you if you wanted cheese? No choice. What do you have coming up for us, Ken? I know you have some more extremely good drip tips, and everyone that's in the room, I hope that you stay tuned to get mesmerized and hypnotized by Ken's wonderful spinning of the acrylic into beautiful and gorgeous drip tips. Yes, lathe time, Ken. If you're ready to come on, I will stop broadcasting so you can jump on, man. Just let me know. I've pretty much wrapped up everything. Again, thanks to my viewers. I love my viewers coming out. No, I doubt anyone will be leaving. Kim will probably gain more viewers. That's the reason why everybody came in at the last little bit. Yeah, he knows I'm not feeling good, but at the same time, he did just get back from eating, or he might actually be eating now. So, he can either bump me off, because Ken, I'm pretty sure you will have a stronger connection than me, so if you want to bump me off, you can, or if you want me to step off, let me know and I'll hit the stop broadcasting button. Which I want to do at 10 o'clock anyway, which we still have 5 minutes. Ken always sings. Ken is a very good singer, guys. Laters, Ken. I'll stick around for your show because your show mesmerizing me, Bubba. Alright, guys. I will see you later. Ken said that he is ready to go, so I am signing off. I hope to see you again next week. And I hope that you stick around for some mesmerizing show of Ken. Have a good night, everybody. Again, guys, please stick around. It might take Ken just a few minutes, but he will be there.